most welcome to Historiespanarna, History Reconnaissance, and the faces of the 29th, soldiers of the Rur River, February 1945. By early 1945, the Allied advance had reached the Rur River, the last major natural German defensive line west of the Rhine. The 29th Infantry Division, part of the US 9th Army, was holding the line and preparing for Operation Grenade, the offensive to cross the Roer and push into the German interior. In early to mid-January 1945, the division took over positions along the west bank of the Rur River. Key towns and villages in their sector included Jülich and Linnich. The nature of fighting was static: defensive positions, continuous patrols across frozen ground, sniper duels and artillery exchanges. The Roer dams upstreams also allowed the Germans to control water levels, preventing an Allied crossing. Cold night, no fires. Dug a foxhole in wet ground and lay in it, listening to shells. A counterattack came near midnight. Small arms and shouting in the dark. We fired at anything moving. It died down before morning. Nobody slept. From late January to mid-February 1945, the 29th remained in position while US forces fought to capture the Schwammenau and Erft dams in the Eifel region. During this period, German forces flooded the Roer Valley, widening the river. The 29th conducted reconnaissance patrols, limited raids across the river, and holding defensive west bank positions. The river in some sectors became 200 to 300 meters wide, impossible to cross under fire. Many soldiers remembered how the German release of the dams turned the Rur River into a wide, fast-moving obstacle. When we first got up there, it didn't look like a river at all. It looked like a lake spread out across the valley. The current was still moving hard and the banks were muddy. You know, it wasn't going to be easy getting across. We were told this afternoon that the river is finally going down enough for us to cross. The engineers have the boats hidden along the bank under camouflage netting. You can hear the river, even from our foxholes, loud and fast. The ground is mud everywhere. The lieutenant came by and checked our equipment. We were told to travel light. Everyone is quiet tonight. Some men are writing letters, others just lying there staring. You can see flares going up on the far side every so often. That's where we're going in the morning. We moved down to the water in the dark, slipped and slid the whole way. The engineers were already there, whispering and pushing boats into place. We got in, 9 of us, and 1 engineer. The boat felt too small for that river. When we pushed off, the current caught us right away. Nobody spoke. Then the flares went up, and it felt like daylight all at once. Machine guns opened up from the far bank. You could hear the rounds hitting the water, like slapping sounds all around us. The engineer kept us headed straight, and we hit the far side hard. We jumped out into the water, up to our knees, and pulled ourselves up on the muddy bank. One of the men behind me didn't get up right away. Someone shouted, "Keep moving," and we did. By noon we had a line of assaults. Germans still firing from houses and trees. Artillery started coming in on the river behind us. You could see the shells splashing near where the boats were still crossing. Engineers started putting in a bridge. They worked right out in the open while shells landed around them. We were told to hold there no matter what. We dug in with entrenching tools, but the ground was soaked and kept caving in. Around us you could hear men calling out units, trying to find their squads. It was all mixed up for the while. It was a long night, cold and wet, no fires, no talking above a whisper. Around midnight they tried a counterattack. We heard them first, movement, then voices. Flares went up again, and we fired into the dark. It lasted maybe 20 minutes, maybe an hour, it's hard to tell. After it stopped it was quiet, except for a river and the occasional shell. Nobody slept much, we just waited for daylight. At first light, we moved off the river line toward a small town. Every building had to be checked. We found some Germans in the cellar who came out with their hands up. Others fired from upstairs windows. The tanks came across the bridge by midday. That was a good sound to hear. Once they were with us, we could move faster. The town was in bad shape. Roofs blown off, walls down, glass everywhere. We're moving every day now. Roads full of our trucks and guns. The Air Force overhead all the time. Towns smashed up, bridges blown, but we keep going. It's strange to think that just a few days ago we were stuck on the west bank of that river, wondering if we could ever get across. Now we're deep in Germany. We pushed further than expected today. Resistance is lighter now. Prisoners coming in steady. Some very young, some very old. You can feel that our line is breaking. The talk about the men is that once we get to the Rhine, the war might not last much longer.
That's all folks. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.